It's time to get a date with a real girl. Except how? While the world does appear to be full of women,
Yeah?
finding one that wants to go out with you feels like a daunting challenge. Unhelpful idiots tell you just ask her out, or don't try to force it, it'll just happen naturally. Or your favorite, the right girl will come when you aren't looking for her. Well, that shit sure doesn't help. Are they on crack? Yes, they are. It's time to take some basic steps to get a girl to say, yes, she will go out with you.
Yeah?
That is something worth watching for. Also note for right now, we're not talking about any of the various dating apps. While I'm not completely opposed to them, if you were someone who could easily succeed on those, you probably wouldn't be needing to watch this video. The focus here is to meet a girl in real life and be able to get a date with her. Simple in concept, but daunting and complicated in reality. For the people who's easy, they don't understand. But I do. Let's begin by focusing on the number one priority. You. Specifically now, your attitude. You must approach dating with a positive attitude. Forever gone is the crap saying, girls only want a tall guy with a six-pack. Or, you gotta be rich for any girl to consider you. You know who says that exclusively? The guys without dates. You ever see a guy with a girlfriend say anything like that? No, not in real life. He just says, ask her out. So you see, there's bad advice coming from everywhere. Negativity is a death spiral into oblivion. You will no longer succumb to that. If you're ever feeling down about your prospects, remember this. For thousands and thousands of years, dumb guys and even some shorter guys have managed to get girls. They even got the girls to have sex with them. Oh, you're short? Height is genetic. You have thousands of years of ancestors who are all the same height as you. They're all looking down on you now, wanting you to get off your ass and get yourself a girlfriend. They did it, so can you. Whenever you're feeling alone, remember you are not. Also consider that the world right now is full of stupid people and guys who are uglier than you. Yet many of them get girls all the time. If they can do it, then so can you. In fact, if they can do it, then maybe this is all easier than it seems, and you were stuck overthinking it. Sometimes the key is to think less. Simplicity is elegance. However, this is not an excuse to be lazy. You must still work on yourself. To begin, you should evaluate yourself. You want a girlfriend. That's why you're here. So you must first look yourself over. Go to a mirror and look at yourself, top to bottom. Take yourself in. Now ask yourself this question. If I was a hot girl, would I want to go out with me? Did you do that? Were you honest? Do you realize now why you're having trouble getting a date? So many guys go on about looks, money, modern culture, but they literally never freaking put themselves in the shoes of the girls they want. Would I go out with me? This is what we must first work on. So put your clothes back on. Yeah, a lot of you took your clothes off in front of that mirror, even though I never said to. You're just standing there with your phone in front of the mirror naked. It's kind of weird. For most of my YouTube videos, I expect people to have clothes on. Now, style is part of it, so get dressed and we'll get to work. Getting a date or a girlfriend is not something that happens to you. This is something you make happen for both you and her. You must make it happen. You cannot be lazy or just do it half-assed. It requires some improvements in your life. This is a good thing. It will take time. You need to save this video and come back to it. This is a long-term action. Everything won't happen at once. You improve piece by piece, little by little. So you first definitely need to work on your appearance. Yeah, genetics is a big factor, but your job is to maximize whatever you have. There is no excuse for looking like a slob. Now, this isn't some nutrition video, but if you need to lose weight, I will give you the only diet advice you need. Eat like a skinny person. Yep, that's it. Every time you're going to eat, imagine how a skinny person would eat, and then do that. That's it, nothing more. Imagine how a skinny person would be eating right now. Now, does that mean skinny people eat exclusively salads and some weird vegan diet? Well, not quite. You should eat vegetables, eat them first actually. Just don't overdo anything. It's the tendency to overeat and then graze between meals that is the problem. The key is to eat like them, not pay attention to what they say. In interviews, or if you know people like this, they'll say and talk about how they love to eat pizza and cheese sticks and I'll eat whatever I want. They love it. They say that. Here's the truth. I was once with a couple of models who complained they were so hungry. They bought the most unhealthy food you could find at 7-Eleven. Seriously, fried stuff, whatever. They then ate about a third of what they bought and threw the rest away. So yes, you can eat almost anything, you just have to eat like a skinny person. And that means you're throwing most of that away. It's not a lot. Remember, you're not on a diet, you're not banning yourself from certain food. You're just eating like a skinny person. And this is what a skinny person would do. That is it. Skinny people eat their vegetables first. Do not falter on that. Always eat like a skinny person. You should also be going to the gym. Lift weights and build muscle. Most towns you can find a gym for as little as maybe $30 a month. It may not be great, but you don't need great, you just need something. If you can afford it, then I would suggest a gym that has group classes and such. Not only is it a great way to stay on a routine, but most classes tend to be dominated by women. They often love it when a guy comes in. Be confident. If you go consistently, you'll get to know some of the other regulars. You can chat them up. Even if it doesn't lead to a date, you are increasing your social circle. You are chatting with the guys and the girls. You already have something in common. You don't miss these opportunities. The next biggest thing about getting a date is your appearance. Women will absolutely judge you based on what you're wearing. While you may notice a girl's body first and then what she's wearing second, for her it will likely be the reverse. That means your clothes must look good. Teddy Buchanan is a very good looking guy, which is why they went out of their way to give him bad clothes and he's all that. Clothes and style can make up for a lot. Regardless of your body type, someone out there makes clothes that will fit you. Not overly baggy and not weirdly too tight. You must find these clothes and buy enough to round out your wardrobe. If you're unsure on what would look good on you, this is the time you can seek outside help, even from a girl. If you have a platonic friend who is a girl, ask her if she can help your style. Girls love shopping and there's a good chance she won't mind. At the very least, you can snap pics of yourself in the dressing room and send them to her for her opinion. Also, don't forget your shoes. I know it can be annoying, but women will notice your shoes. So now that you have clothes that look good on you, you must now wear those clothes whenever you go out. No matter where you are going, you will make an effort to look good. People like to say, it'll happen when it happens, or whatever, but you don't know when that will be. Imagine you were at a coffee shop and were standing next to the perfect girl, except you looked like a slob and turned her off. You felt insecure about striking up a conversation because you knew you put in zero effort into your appearance. You must be on your game at all times. This is your life now. It is not just about picking up a potential woman. It's about presenting yourself to the world as someone who is to be taken seriously. Realize every time you step outside, you are presenting yourself to the world. Dress accordingly. You aren't going to find a girlfriend at home. You need to go out and be social. Granted, the biggest opportunities for finding a partner are school and work. But if those aren't going to happen, then you need to get out there. Find reasons to leave home. Now, I'm not going to sit here and give you reasons to go out. You are not helpless. At the very least, you can go to cafes, coffee shops, wherever to read and work. That puts you around other people. You need to be social, be willing to meet people, join groups and clubs. Okay, so here comes what for many is the hardest part. What do I actually say to a girl? I mean, I get it. It's almost a little weird going up to a girl you don't know and initiate a conversation with the intention that maybe it leads somewhere. But it doesn't have to be stressful or impossible. First off, let's look at the easy way. If you've established a routine where maybe you're going to a regular fitness class or you're regularly at the same place at the same time. If you've both seen each other at this thing a few times now, then it's not nearly as strange to go say hi. In fact, maybe it's a little strange not to. Comment on the class, ask her what she's working on. The point is, since you're already at least a little familiar to her, she'll be way more comfortable to at least engage in some friendly banter. Also, if you're likely to see her again the next time, there isn't a major pressure to seal the deal immediately. Not that you shouldn't try, but you don't have to feel that pressure. Remember, even if you don't get a date with these girls, just getting to know them increases your social circle. They can help you get to know other people. Maybe in that group you'll find a girl you can date. This is the advantage of going to these regular events and being consistent. But then what about when you're just out somewhere and a girl catches your eye? She's cute, good smile, feminine. What do you do? Ah, and here we are. Well, to begin, remember this point. You already know you have to do something. You're not going to wake up one day and have a date with this girl. If you want it to happen, you have to make it happen every step of the way.
Yeah.
So that means you must talk to her. Now, I know a lot of you are looking for opening lines or pickup lines or something smooth like that. I think lists of specific lines and such aren't very helpful. Ultimately, talking to a girl means you must be in the moment. Canned lines, even if they're clever, likely won't fit this situation you're in. Then you begin to panic because you aren't sure what to do. Many men like you tend to overthink it. That is your biggest hurdle. You are in your head thinking about what you'll say, and then what she'll say, and then what you would have to say in response. You feel anxiety, and if you even attempt it, she will likely say something you weren't ready for, and suddenly your whole plan is off. You freeze up. Imagine instead the last time you were talking to your friend or a family member. Did you tense up and try to figure out what you were going to say ahead of time? No, of course not. Now, this girl is not your friend. It's important you recognize it is different. However, your general attitude should be similar. This advice all leads to something in the moment. You can open with a comment about something she's wearing, something she's doing, what she's drinking, or even something that's going on in the establishment. An example of something is how she did her nails. Girls put effort into that, and if you comment on it, she will appreciate it. Many guys miss it entirely. So maybe they match something, or she painted one nail a different color than the others. You can point that out and ask about it. She responds, and boom, you have a conversation going. Look at my man Hawk. He wants a girl to hit on and sees one. Watch.
Hey, I like your hair.
Thanks. I like yours too. It's spiky.
Everybody wants to touch it. I always say no, but you can touch it if you want. They call me Hawk.
There are several good things he did immediately. First off, this is a party, so keep that in mind. He moved fairly shortly after seeing a girl he wanted to hit on. That helps. You don't want to stare at her from across the room. The quicker you reach out, the better all around. Plus, you know it helps to strike first before everyone else at the party. Johnny said so.
Okay, like when you're at a party, you see a hot babe. Yeah. You don't wait for some other guy to go talk to her first, do you?
Second, look at what he says.
Hey, I like your hair.
Thanks.
He took something about her and commented on it. He gave her a compliment. It's not rocket science. Sure, it helps that he has out there hair too, but that's not required. She does have impressive hair. I like her hair too. There's more to discuss about all this, but the point is, 1, he acted quickly, and 2, he was in the moment. That's all you need to be for now. Look, you can watch 100 YouTube videos on this, except number 100 isn't going to make you better than the first did. You must just go and do it. You remember I told you that you are the one who is going to make this happen. It is not necessarily easy. It may even feel weird to be in a situation you're not used to, so then get used to it. You must use any situation you can and create the moment where it didn't exist. Now, if a conversation doesn't flow and she's giving you one-word answers, let it be and move on. Maybe she didn't pick up your vibe, or just as likely, she's not even that smart. A one-word answer is the maximum her brain can handle. A girl who can't think past one word isn't worth your time. Move on. Don't worry, your day isn't ruined, it's only getting better. Okay, now what if things are going kinda well? You dressed well, you fixed yourself up, and she's responding to you. Well, you already know at some point early you should give her your name. She'll give you hers. It helps to remember it. Now, you also don't want to overkill the conversation. You were here to do something. She was here to do something too. So talk, but you aren't talking for a straight hour. You have your priorities, don't forget that. Now, depending on the situation, maybe you can actually suggest something right then and there. I usually eat something before I leave for my meeting. Want to go next door and grab a burger? Maybe she will, maybe she won't. You must be willing to make the offer though. Of course, that's not always possible. She's with her friends or whatever. At the least, you know you need to get her number. So, you ask for her number. Wow, was that shocking? There's no secret magic to any of this. Give her your phone or have her write it down. Anything works. You just have to ask. Just remember, don't have demands on yourself. I will get a girl's number today. Stuff like that. You can't force this sort of thing. It's not a hard goal like that. Instead, you're setting up a system where the outcome becomes more likely. You will fix yourself up and go out in social situations. You'll take advantage of the natural openings and talk to the girls around you. If a girl gives one-word answers and doesn't really participate in the conversation, you'll let it go and move on. If you do get a conversation going, you won't drive it into the ground. You are still focused on your priorities. You will ask her for her number to reach out again in the future. This is not a day's work or a quick fix. This is ultimately about structuring your life to add these things to it. You're doing this because you want it, and it will make your life far more better than where you are now. You must build the life you want, so get to work.